Welcome to Llangollen. This is 8th of July 2017, so Members' Day. And for those of you who weren't able to attend, I'll give you a quick video run round of the locomotive and what was on display for members. So we're going to look at the tender, the back end of the engine at the moment. And on the tender chassis, which is waiting to be riveted together, you'll see that we've got all the cladding sheets and pieces for the cylinder clothing. So the individual sheets and various strappings and strip work, along with that's the inside cylinder front cover, and behind it two splashes to go over the bogie wheels just behind the cylinder block. So they're ready to fit to the locomotive chassis. And additional cylinder covers, there's a front one there, and the trailing ones are in halves. So that's the hind end. And if we go back along the back of the locomotive, you'll see the new rear buffer beam profiled there, waiting to be drilled and cleaned and then go on, and lots of bracketry and pieces for the drain cock operating gear, and the plate work being formed and painted up. Over here we have the two outside cylinder clothing sheets being painted up, and that's the top sections again for the outside cylinders. Another inside cylinder, rear cylinder cover, and all the operating rods and shafts for the drain cock operating gear, and these two larger rods here are for the lubricator drives from the back end of the expansion links. So that's the progress on the tender at the moment. The chassis, you say, is waiting to be riveted up, but at the moment it's being used as a bit of a workbench for that clothing. Onto the locomotive itself, we run down, and the major development you can see here is the fitting, at least on a trial basis, of the coupling rods. So looking at the right hand side of the engine at the moment, so the two coupling rods in place, and below them on the floor we've got the trunnions for the main reverser shaft. So the main reverser shaft itself fits up in this aperture, and at the moment we've got a piece of bar that's going to be used as a dummy reverser. So that will be set in the correct position and used then to mount and fit those trunnions in the right place. This one here, this is the outer one, so that fits on this pad here, and the inner one, come down to the bottom here again, that's the inner one, and that mounts, you can see three holes there, so it mounts inside the frames through those three holes. They're the locating holes. There's a set of those this side of the locomotive on the right hand, and the duplicate again on the other side of the locomotive. You can see the inside of the frame and two of the three mounting holes there. So also on the floor for display today, you can see one of the seals that go around the exhaust pipe at the front end of the engine in the smoke box. I'll try and show you up in the smoke box in a little while as well when we get round to the front of the engine. On the floor you can see sanding gear, so that's one of the nozzles in position on the end of the bracketry, and just out for display got the right hand combination lever, and also the access tunnel that's mounted in the back end of the smoke box for access in to lubricate the inside valve motion. So Walk round the front of the engine, and the front beam has been replaced with the buffers as well in position. And on the floor here we have the original chimney of EC Trench. It's on display. And move up. On the front of the cylinder block, one of the stainless steel cylinder covers that are used and fitted for the exhibition finish of the locomotive. Come to the back end, and that's the back one. Again, just fitted on for demonstration purposes at the moment. But the big news, I come forward here and pan round, is that we've displayed the loco today with as much of the valve gear on the left hand side of the engine as we possibly could. So that means, in addition to the coupling rods being on, temporarily fitted the outside connecting rod, the crosshead, it's in the slide bars, the drop link in place, union link on the bottom of that, and the combination lever coming back up, and then the radius rod coming back to its position, its mounting in the motion girder. Unfortunately, the boys at Llangollen had run out of time to actually temporarily fit the expansion link in place. You can see it here on the floor with the drive for the lubricator off the back. So that's the drive for the lubricator. It comes off the end of that rocker. Now also on the floor we have again the trunnions this side for the engine for the reverser shaft, and the outside expansion. The outside expansion rod. Eccentric rod. Sorry, it's been a long day. I'm coming back again. Adjacent to the crank axle, the inside motion drive, eccentric sheath and rod, the intermediate reverser shaft bracket there, the inside expansion link with its bearings and its two trunnion mountings, and also on the floor the inside connecting rod. It's the front end that connects to the crosshead, and in the box, this is actually the wrong way round in relationship to the rod, but that's the big end strap and the bronze bearing that actually runs on the crank axle and provides the drive from the inside cylinder to the leading set of driving wheels. So that's what was on display today for members at our Members Day. The first time to see a parallel boiler Patriot with the majority of its motion in place since 1962. There we go. So, I hope you enjoyed that brief run round. Final look at the main brake shaft bracket that's mounted up underneath the cab under the drag box, and a couple of the rear brake pull rods. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that quick run round of the locomotive and what we've put on display here today at Members Day. Thank you for your support. Don't forget, please keep those donations coming in so that we can keep progress up to the same rate. Thank you very much indeed. Another update in a month or so.